So I've been asked numerous times, Raj, how do you clean your car, your Tesla Model 3? And so what I wanted to do was make a quick video and talk about how I choose to clean my Tesla Model 3 in a rinseless 2-bucket system and what works for me. Now, this is no way the end-all be-all solution on how to clean your car. It is up to you what works best for you. This is just what works best for me, and I'm happy with the results. I'm gonna share with you some products. I'm gonna link them down below. They can all be bought on Amazon, and it's everything that you need to do the exact same rinseless car wash that I'm gonna show you today. So let's get started with the product. So the first product is ONR No Rinse. I'm sure you've heard a lot about this product. This product works wonders. One bottle will last you forever. I've probably washed my car 5 or 6 times, and as you can see, I've barely scratched the surface. So it's super effective, works very well. We're gonna talk about how to use this, how to mix it, in what ways to use this in, but you're gonna need this. This is the first most important piece. On top of the ONR, you're gonna need 2 buckets. And that's why they call it the 2-bucket system. Now, any bucket will work. I picked up these from Home Depot. I have some in the kit down below, whatever you want to use as far as buckets, but it should be able to hold 5 gallons. In the buckets, I've got these. These are called grit guards. This helps the dirt that comes off of your microfiber cloths get trapped underneath, as to when you put the microfiber back in, the dirt doesn't go right back onto the microfiber cloth. So the dirt stays below the grit guard underneath these pieces here, and just helps it to sink below. That's why I put the grit guard. Now I do have a grit guard in each bucket, and I like to choose 2 different colors. The colors are completely up to you. I chose the yellow one and I choose the blue one. The blue one is the one that has the ONR in it, and the yellow one is just regular rinse, clean water. One of the most important pieces, and one of the pieces you're gonna use the most, is a microfiber mitt. This just makes it really easy in your hand to glide it across your car and work it in. Now the microfiber in this mitt is 70-30, 70% polyester, 30% polyamide. This just is like a much higher quality microfiber. It just helps with the scratches and helps to lift the dirt off. I keep these all in a bag as to keep them clean when they're not being used. So this is definitely the first step that you'll need. You will need a couple of microfiber cloths. These are also 70-30. This is just to also help in the cleaning process. There's one side of it that's more plush and one side that's a little bit more smooth. I got about 6 of these. I usually end up only using 3 for the entire car along with the mitt. The other piece that you're gonna need is a drying towel. Now these are usually pretty basic. They're waffle knit. They hold a lot of water. By the time you're using this, there isn't a whole lot of water left on the car. So this just helps just pick up whatever is left over. Now back over to the products. The only product left is the finishing product. Now I've been kind of tossing in between 2 different products. One is called OptiSeal. A lot of conversation about OptiSeal. And I like the way this works. But what I felt about OptiSeal is it didn't really give me that glossy finish, that slick finish, the finish that you put a cloth on and it just falls right off because it's so slick. So I've been recently using Car Guy's hybrid wax. Now, if you don't know the difference between waxes and sealants, I highly recommend you take the time to look it up. I'm not going to get into it on this video, but this combines essentially both of them, and this is more of just a sealant without a wax on it. I do like this. This gives it a nice good finish. It also gives it high gloss and really slippery surface. So I've been using this lately and been very, very happy with it. That's all the products you need to do the 2-bucket rinseless system. I do want to talk about one more product that I have that I keep in the back of my car along with the microfiber cloth, and that is Meguiar's Ultimate Quick Detailer. This is always good to have in your car because you'll have just cleaned your car, you'll be parked somewhere, bird craps on your car, you break this out, spray it, wipe it. It's just really good at handling those situations where you have a mess or something got on your car and you're not gonna wash it for a while. This just allows it so that it doesn't sit and ruin your paint. Now, back to the 2 buckets. One bucket is just gonna be plain distilled water if you can, otherwise just plain water. This is gonna be to clean our rags every time that we use them. the second bucket. If you're doing one car, I recommend putting 2 gallons in here. If you're doing more, go ahead and put 4 gallons. But for every 2 gallons of water, you're gonna need 2 capfuls of ONR. Now each capful is about a ½ ounce, so 2 is 1 ounce, so 1 ounce to every 2 gallons. That's all you need. Mix it up and you're good to go. So like I said, I take this product here, I pour it into the cap. Each cap holds a ½ ounce. So I put 2 caps in. I actually use the cap to stir it around and mix it into the water. After that, I take my microfiber cloth and I actually just drop it into that bucket. I let it soak up all the cleaning material. Now there is one more product I forgot to mention. You will need a spray bottle. Now whether you buy a spray bottle or you repurpose a spray bottle that was used for something else, it doesn't matter, you just need a spray bottle. And the reason why you need a spray bottle is after you create your ONR mixture, you're gonna take this spray bottle and you're gonna fill it up with ONR mixture. The reason for that is you wanna apply the ONR to each panel that you're working on to let it soak into the dirt that's there. Then taking a wet your ONR soaked microfiber and wiping it. That way you're taking a wet ONR microfiber and wiping a wet ONR infused dirt panel. And so liquid on liquid helps prevent scratches. If you're taking a ONR soaked microfiber and wiping a dry panel, there are chances that the dirt that's on the panel are gonna drag against the panel and cause scratches and swirls, which is what you wanna avoid with your new car. So again, like I said, take this, dip this into the bucket to fill it up. If you need to put a little bit extra into the bucket to accompany for this, please do so. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start on each panel. So I like to start with the front of the car. I like to start with the hood. I'll spray down the hood a lot, get it really covered in the liquid. I let the ONR sit on there for anywhere from a couple minutes before wiping it with the Microfiber Mitt. Now with the Microfiber Mitt, I like to move in sweeping motions each way, not in a circular pattern. And the first wipe, I actually don't put my hand inside the wipe as to not add too much pressure. Just drag it up and down on the hood. After you've passed through the panel that you're working on one time, go ahead and rinse that off. Depending on how dirty the hood is, you may need to wipe the hood once or twice with the mitt. After you rinse, re-soak in the ONR. But after you feel like the hood has lifted a lot of the major dirt off of it, we're gonna go ahead and drop a microfiber cloth into the ONR bucket. The microfiber cloth we're gonna use to wipe it one more time. This one you can add a little bit of more pressure to it to make sure you're getting anything that's really stuck on there hard. At this point, the hood is pretty clean. What we're gonna do at this point, now after we've made several passes on the hood that we're working on, we're gonna move over to the drying towel, right? At this point, you'll see there's not a whole lot of dirt coming off. The drying towel, when you wipe it, should not show any dirt on it at all. That means that you did a successful, good job preconditioning and wiping off the hood with the ONR before just wiping it off. Once the hood is clean and dry, you'll notice it looks spotless. It is clean, it looks good, but it doesn't have the shine and it doesn't have the gloss yet. And that's where the hybrid wax comes in. At this point, the hood is done. It's had several passes of ONR. It has had a drying towel passed on it. And now we are going to liberally spray, maybe 1 or 2 sprays of hybrid wax onto the hood. Make sure that we shake this up before applying it. After the hybrid wax is sprayed onto the hood, we're gonna use a microfiber towel to just wipe it. Just wipe it, wipe it. Make sure that it's evenly applied to the entire hood. And we're gonna let that sit. While that's sitting, go ahead and move on to another panel to work on that one. Once we're done with the second panel, we're gonna come back to the first panel that we applied the hybrid wax and that we wiped it with this. Now when you come back to the panel that had the hybrid wax applied to it, all we're gonna do is buff it out. Now your hybrid wax should have come with this really soft silk, almost like chamois. If you didn't, You can definitely use a microfiber cloth to do this, but all we're gonna do now is just buff it out. Feel free to move in a circular pattern here, and as you begin to buff it out, you're gonna see that shine and you're gonna feel that gloss. If you don't, apply a little bit more, but you should have that evenly all throughout the car. Make sure that you get every corner, including the pillars, including the corners and the edges and behind the side mirrors. That's really gonna make a difference so that you don't miss anything. You don't want something to be glossy and another part not. Also, this gloss from this hybrid wax sealant is gonna help repel water to a certain degree. The other great part about this hybrid wax is that it can be used on the windows as well as the paint. So that's really nice to add a nice little water barrier, water repellent to the windows. What I've read from Tesla is that we shouldn't be using Rain-X on the windows. It actually kind of ruins the windshield wipers. So I used to say use Rain-X. I've removed that. Just stick with this, it should be fine. Now the great thing about the products that you've bought and are using is that they're reusable, right? So few products, they work on everything. Feel free to take one of your dirtier cloths, one of your microfibers that you use probably for near the wheel or the bottom panels that has a little bit more dirt to it that is soaked in ONR, and use that for the door sills. That's an area that's always dirty, and don't feel that you're gonna get scratches in there. Definitely it's okay to use one of these soaked in ONR to kind of wipe those door sill areas. The other nice thing about ONR is I've actually used it on my seats. So with the black interior on the Tesla Model 3, you tend to get a lot of scuff marks. A little bit of ONR and a microfiber cloth wiping those down, they go away. It actually works really, really well. I've used this on the center console that's super glossy for now, and I'm going to get that wrapped into a matte finish because it's just a lot to maintain. Now I do use the same products, everything but the hybrid wax, on my wheels as well. So I try to minimize the amount of products that I have and how much work and time it's going to take me. All of this, the first time I did it, took me about 2 hours to complete. Now I've got it down to about an hour. The only thing on top of these products here is vacuuming the interior, maybe having some floor mats to make your life a little bit easier, and that's about it. It's that simple to take care of your Tesla Model 3. Now with this procedures here, it should help prevent swirls, micro scratches, and so forth, and keep your car looking pristine, clean, and shiny. The other great thing about this system is that it can be done anywhere. As long as you've got access to water, you can go into a carport, a garage, anything. So like today where it's super hot outside, I'm actually cleaning my car inside my garage. It makes it super convenient. Again, thanks for tuning in to Raj Reviews. This was a tutorial on how to clean your Tesla Model 3 or any car to avoid micro scratches and swirls on the vehicle. And the whole objective is to use less product, be able to do it anywhere, and enjoy it, have a good time. So turn on some music, pull your car into a garage, and make it look pretty.